The original Wipeout. The original, but not the best. Certainly not the best. But welcome back to the games room. Welcome back. Make yourself comfortable as per usual. Playing this tonight, I honestly I cannot comprehend how I finished this game back in the day. It never ever ceases to amaze me when I go back to these games how hard games used to be in comparison. So I'm going to hopefully play a single track and at least come in the top 3. That's the plan. That really is the plan. Yeah. No, I don't want championship race. I want single race. When this came out, this represents for me the last kind of high point in gaming. It's going to be really weird to explain this. My whole kind of life when it comes to gaming, there's three real points that are absolutely seared into your consciousness. The very first one would be the enchantment when I was a kid with the Atari 2600. The second stage would be the kind of 8-bit computer era with Commodore 64. Really fond memories of that. And then the third and final kind of milepost for me would be the launch of the PlayStation 1. And nothing after that really has come close. The PlayStation 2 came out and that was pretty much for me a lackluster affair. I never really got into it. I was really into the Dreamcast, but it would take years for me to really bother with the PS2. Oh, here we go. If I can get in the top 3, I'll be happy. Obviously, the big problem with this one, the original, was as soon as you hit the wall, your race came to a dead stop. Oh, I actually got that guy. That was a good shot. I think last year I finished Wipeout HD and Wipeout Fury on the PS3. But again, you go back to these kind of things and you realise kind of how much hand-holding there is now. There really is. But I did complete this all those years ago. The PlayStation 1, it just did so much for gaming. It just did so much for gaming culture and credibility and everything else. It was just a great time, really. I remember Saturn owners getting a version of Wipeout. Was it this one or was it the sequel? And I remember a friend of mine getting really pissed off because all the music had been changed. Can't get through that tunnel at all. Yeah, I said to my friend, the best answer is to sell that Saturn, get a PS1. What's wrong with you? Haven't you heard that Tomb Raider 2 can't run on a Saturn? Yeah, it was just a unique time. The early days of the PS1 was really, really unique, and it got me really back into gaming in a real serious way. I remember putting down my deposit in the Sony Centre, of all places. I don't know if you remember, Sony used to have their own high street shops, not many. I'm trying to think of where that was. I think it was in Wimbledon. I put my deposit down and the guy said to me, you can pick it up in the afternoon, like late afternoon before we shut. I couldn't believe that, so I could pick the machine up. Really difficult to try and race and talk on this, but at least I'm third place. So yeah, I remember rushing over there from work, trying to find a bloody parking space. And I picked up my PS1 at 5:30 in the evening. And that was it. I was absolutely mesmerised. And I always remember, I can't remember the games that I wanted, but I think the PS1, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure somebody will, didn't it cost £299 on launch? So it's 300 quid. And I remember having about £150 cash for games. And the games were really expensive. Obviously it was a new machine. And I really wanted Wipeout. I think it was Wipeout. I want to say Destruction Derby, but I don't know if that was a release game. I really don't know. But anyway, I was in this queue, and the machines, the PS1s were reserved. If you, obviously, you know, if you, oh, you bastard. Yeah, they were reserved. But obviously the games weren't, because they weren't too sure what games they'd have or how many. And I always remember this really, really huge bloke, this big fat bloke. Sorry to say the word fat, but you know, that's what he was. He was massive. And he was in the queue in front of me. And this bastard bought everything that I wanted. And the guy was saying to me, you know, and when he bought, you know, he was buying these games, and everything he did, the guy behind the counter was saying, oh, you know, you're lucky there, that's the last one. I was so effing angry. Really angry. I can't remember what games I bought on launch. I really can't. But yeah, I got second place. I just, for the life of me, I don't know how I finished that. I really don't, back in the day. Bloody nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Was it 2097, 2098, the second one? Great music again. Great music. But yeah, it was a really significant time. And nothing since the launch of the PS1. Possibly the Xbox 360 for me. Came close when I started to invest more time in gaming, but other than that, it's those three periods: the Atari 2600 when I was a kid, that kind of enchantment, the 8-bit computer era, especially in the UK. I mean, we had games coming out of our ears in the United Kingdom, and then the PS1. They're kind of three seminal moments for me. So yeah, we didn't do too bad. We wanted to get in the top three, didn't we? We really did. I need to sort out this copy of the game because the back cover, for some reason when I bought this, I did notice that the back cover actually inside the box is torn. Quite how somebody managed to do that, I've no idea. Maybe they tried to do a DIY job and swap the box and ended up tearing the inside sleeve, who knows. But you guys take care of yourselves. Thank you for joining me again in the old gaming room. Very hot in here. The fan is working overtime. So take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.